the JBR Podcast.
Wake up and check it out.
Where the music and life connects. Let's go.
So what did you say you got?
Oh, I got one of my the official live blues every time.
Oh yeah, James Buddy Rogers. Yeah, that was the name of my my live album I did at the Blues Can in Calgary.
Oh yeah,
every time. Because every time we go there, we shit the bed.
Have you gotten booked at the new place yet?
Yeah, I was actually talking to them the other week. So they asked me if I was interested in coming out for the opening weekend. We just don't know when that's going to be quite yet.
Right.
But probably at some point next month. It seemed like a lot. You know, they closed that place down. I think their last show was on New Year's, and then, you know, boom, like the next day they've got it cleared out and they're just going. So yeah.
It seemed like they moved really fast on that one.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to let everyone know we got Dirty Darren Harry here. Darren Harry, Dirty Harry. So you gotta tell us the Dirty Harry story. How's that
the
come
dirty?
about?
Well, when I was a kid, remember everyone had there was a time where my family's from in Lillooet, everybody had CB radios, and so everybody had CB handles. So I guess somebody gave my dad that name, Dirty Harry. So it's been kicking around since I was a little kid, and so he when he passed away, I kind of started using the Dirty handle as a tribute. Tribute to my dad, right? He had T-shirts made, and people made T-shirts for him and gifted it that said Dirty Harry on the shirt. I didn't even know there was a movie. Like I thought that was his nickname, right?
Yeah. No, that's
well, I didn't even realize I still got my glasses on.
That's all right. You think he would have been able to see that?
Yeah. It's not me I'm looking at, brother.
Oh, it's me. Yeah.
You can't
see it. I can see it.
My wife
kind of guitar player.
My wife just brought me in a picture.
Oh, what kind of picture? Oh, nice. Yeah. Dirty Harry, the old fart. I love it.
He got that was at one of his birthday parties.
That's cool.
Yeah. So sort of like you took on the buddy name. I kind of took on the Dirty name just as a tribute to him, type of thing.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that, to try and keep it going on.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you get started in music? Because you're from Lillooet, which is a small town kind of north of where we are now.
Yeah, well, my family's from Lillooet. I was actually born at St. Mary's Hospital in New Westminster, and I grew up in Surrey, but my heritage, my whole family, they're all from the Lillooet area, type of thing. So that's where my roots are, and I come from a musical family. Everybody seemed to play guitar or fiddle, type of thing. And so the first couple of chords I started learning, there was a guitar around the house, an old Epiphone acoustic my dad had, and I started banging away at that when, I don't know, 7, 8 years old maybe. I started learning he started teaching me stuff like Honky Tonk by Bill Dodgett, I think how you pronounce it, and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I found out my other uncles played as well. My grandfather on my mom's side played fiddle. So I started learning chords and started playing Little Brown Jig and stuff like that. And then my uncle was Uncle Gary was a pretty accomplished player, so I started bugging him to show me stuff. So any chance that we would go to Lillooet every like Christmas and spring break, summer, and when we go to Pavilion Reserve, where my dad's side of the family's from, we'd go visit my Uncle Gary, and the first place I go is pick up his guitar and say, "Hey, can you show me how to play this or that?" And he got me started on stuff like Under the Double Eagle and stuff like that. Way
Cool.
back.
Cool.
That's
So
that's also where my my interest in rockabilly and vintage rock came from. Was
cool. Yeah, because
yeah,
you're is that what influenced what you're doing now? Because you got the
yeah, pretty much almost everything we play is sort of a tribute to what my dad and my uncles showed me, which
cool.
is why I wanted to get that started in the first place, because nobody's playing it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's been in the back of my mind. We still have all those old records here that I learned from.
Cool. And the
Yeah.
name, so you name it the Down and Dirty. So is that kind
Yeah,
of off the Dirty Harry part, or
yeah, it is. Well, first it came out. Have a rock and roll band that I was calling Dirty Harry for a while, and then there was a documentary on Johnny Winter, and it was called Down and Dirty, and I go, "Hey, that's cool." So I took that.
lifted it? Nice. Yeah. That's cool, man. And yeah, when did you get on the scene? Because I know we met like way back in the day, but you were already kind of gigging around and playing
No,
with
no,
blues and rock.
I was gigging in a way. I started my first band probably when I was like 16, 15, and we were doing like soccer tournament dances at Lillooet. Taught my sister to play drums. She had a drum set that that she kind of inherited from me, type of thing. I took drums in high school and stuff, and so yeah, we had a band going around for a while. But as soon as I turned 19, and yeah, I hit the Vancouver looking for the dirtiest, darkest, dingiest blues bar I could find. And I think that's where I ran into you, that at the Maximum Blues. Remember that place?
Oh, yeah. I remember. That's the place because I was underage, they used to sit me in that, when you'd come in off the street, there was the little lobby area, holding area, and then a second door to actually get in the bar. And in there, they had like a vending machine and a cigarette vending machine. And they set me up with a table and chair, and some guys came in and, they took the vending machines out and loaded them into a truck. And then the bar manager comes out and was like, "Holy fuck, did you see someone take these machines?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, some guys came in and they had lifted it, like they legit fucking stole it right from there, right?" And I thought, okay, what kind of place is this?
$2 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that place was good.
I seem to remember Sherman Doucette introducing me to you,
Yes.
since
Yeah.
since you were you're just a year or two younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he introduced me to Bieber Thomas and Gerald Charlie, and yeah,
Yeah,
way
because
way back.
that was way back when he was kind of fronting the Incognito thing,
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was a good time for anybody on the scene to kind of get in touch and meet people. So that was just hitting up all the jam sessions and meeting all the
Yeah,
guys.
looking in the Georgia Strait, seeing where there's jam happening.
Oh yeah, the Georgia Strait. I totally forgot about that paper, man.
Yeah.
That was like I remember that. That's cool. And you had we didn't see each other for quite a while, and then we did when I was actually playing with Gerald Charlie, and you were playing drums, which totally freaking threw me off. But
Yeah.
you had a rock band kind of back then, right? And you were doing
Yeah,
tell us about that.
I was bouncing around in different classic rock bands here and there. We were touring around DC. We went up to the Yukon a few times, and then I ran into Clayton Hill, and we were I think we were at the Royal Towers having a beer, and he was telling me his band Ozone, they were losing his guitar player. So I said, hey man, I'll come and help you out. And he said, oh really? And so I joined them, and they were more of a getting close to show bandy kind of guys. And so I played with them for a few months, and then they said, hey, do you want to go to Dubai?
Of course.
Go get your passport. Yeah, I'll go. I didn't even know where it was. I thought it was in Asia or somewhere, right? Yeah. Went and got my passport and jumped on a plane for 12 hours.
Cool.
And,
Where did you play over there?
We played at, it's not there anymore. I looked on Google Maps. I played at a place called the Intercontinental Hotel. And the bar was called Mestizo or something like that. Yeah. I think it was on like the 10th floor. And
wow.
we played there. I think we had like a 3-month contract, but 2 weeks in, Bush attacked Iraq, so people started leaving, and we started playing for nobody.
Oh,
Like
shit.
even the bartender would turn the lights on, turn the power on the stage, and we'd play a song, and the bartender would be gone. So
Really?
well, I guess our night's over. So we turned all the power off and went and hit some of the other clubs, check out some of the other bands that were under the same the same agent as we were. And they were
Cool.
playing for nobody either.
Yeah. So that would have been what, like 2001, 2002?
I think it was 2002, 2003.
Okay.
It was the years started getting hazy after a while.
Yeah, because now like we're talking over 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Which is just wild to think about, right?
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of gigs recently together, and you were telling me where was it you went? Was it Poland?
Yeah, I went to
Was it Poland you went?
we got, I don't know how that happened, but we got offered to go to Poland, Warsaw. And that was the culture shock on a different level, right?
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
From
walking down
Lillooet
the
to
street.
Poland.
Yeah. Walking down the street and seeing like bullet holes in the buildings and stuff like that.
Well, I was kind of like going to the turf, right?
Yeah. But these are, somebody told me these were Nazi soldiers just having fun shooting at buildings, right? It's like, holy cow.
Jesus. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but the nicest people over there, I think we were over there when the first Burger King opened.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, I had
wild.
to try the McDonald's. I tried the McDonald's in Dubai and tried it in, or was there? I don't even think there was a McDonald's in Warsaw when we were over there. But in Dubai, it was exactly the same.
Was it? Did it taste the same? Like, I guess
it tasted exactly the same.
That's wild.
But they had a lot of different things on the menu. I remember the chicken burger Big Mac they had, which I was a little too chicken to fry.
No pun intended, right? So How'd you get? Well, you said you started off with drums, and it was silly of me. I was thinking, why'd you stop playing drums and play guitar? But then we ran into each other doing, what was it, the Two Rivers kind of stuff?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you were playing drums on there, and totally threw me off when you came up. I was like, hey, and I was like, man, that guy
Yeah,
looks
with
like Darren when he's playing
with Murray
drums.
Porter.
Murray Porter, yeah,
Yeah. We
yeah, and
well, I actually did start on guitar way back, but when I got to the grade where they had band class, they didn't have guitar on the menu. So I said, "What's the next most rock and roll thing?" And either saxophone or drums. So I went for
yeah,
the drums.
yeah,
So yeah, I can actually read drum music up to a certain level, and
the
yeah.
saxophone. It's like I always bug horn players because I go, man, you guys need like two hands and a mouth just to make one note. Drums would have been the choice for sure. Nice, man. So, what do you got
Yeah.
going on now, other than with the Down and Dirty that you're doing? So, what do you got coming up with that, and where are you going? You going to do an album with it or something?
I've been uh, we got together and I'm kind of thinking on I'd like to hit a bunch of I was trying to get into the vintage car throw circuit. I actually I got a show coming up February 8th, I think. We'll be opening for Will and Al Walker at the Crescent Beach. It's the
Yeah.
same show you did with him. I think what couple
Yeah.
of months ago you did it in November.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
got
No,
that
that's a
thing
good
going
gig.
on, and we'll see what more Murray Porter's up to. I like going out and doing the odd drum gig here and there. Pull the drums out like 3 times a year.
Yeah. No, well, you would think that you played it more because you actually do it. You do it pretty good.
Well, if you're ever looking for a drummer,
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was, man, I've been like forgetting so many things lately. I don't know if it's like dementia setting in because, my birthday's at the end of the month here and I'm not getting any younger. But I've been like
weird how
double
that works.
booking things. Yeah. Been double booking things and weird. And, it's, I do it because we use the same bass player, Ricky. And,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, oh, who's on this gig? I forget. Now I'm trying to like make a note of this. So on Saturday, but you were playing Saturday anyways, because Ricky had told
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
so you wouldn't have even been able to do that gig if I called you for
Yeah.
it.
Funny how that
Can't-
works, eh?
yeah, I can't be in two places at once.
Yeah,
Cool,
that's
man.
another
Yeah.
reason why we never ran into each other is because both of us were always gigging somewhere.
Yeah, I
We
had,
came back when we came back from Dubai. We got into the casino circuit, and so we go around. We rotate all the casinos until we got the call to Poland. Then we go to Poland, come back. We'd go to
yeah,
Poland like for 3 weeks at a time, like 2 or 3 times a year, and then come
cool.
back and we do all the casinos
Do the casinos. Yeah.
until
And
until I
when you're,
could go ahead.
no, I was going to say, yeah. And when you're doing that, it's like you're seeing everybody else that you know. And sometimes it's just people because it's like, hey, I keep seeing this guy. He's either playing before me or after me by a week or two. And then it takes a festival or something to, run into somebody and,
Yeah,
see them
yeah.
again or meet them.
Yeah, that's where I first ran into Gerald Charlie too. And yeah, he told me that he was using you on a bunch of gigs as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then now I think he's done. I talked to him not long ago. He said he was, kind of learning some slide and stuff like that. So still trying to keep at it. But,
Yeah.
that Two Rivers thing was pretty cool. You should be getting your Down and Dirty on that.
Yeah, I have I have a contact for that, and hopefully we'll be able to get in there at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Are you doing any writing or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I haven't for years. It doesn't even occur to me. I don't really have that. My mind doesn't go in that direction.
Yeah. No,
The creative
mine
direction.
has. Yeah, mine hasn't for many years. Actually, I did write a song. It took me about 3 minutes. It just like popped into my head, and I haven't written a song probably in 7 years.
Oh yeah, wow.
Just because of that, I haven't thought about it. It hasn't been any sort of interest to really. I've got to do this, and and I know a lot of musicians that's all they do. It's like every day they write something different or partially write a song, and I'm like, man, that's my first album I wrote like 8 songs in 2 days. I was like, we're gonna go do an album, and we just did a bunch of songs.
Right.
It sounds like we wrote them that fast too. That's how bad they all are.
Yeah, I think my creative output pretty much stops that at what I'm gonna do at a jam somewhere. What am I gonna do for the guitar solo? How am I gonna beat this James Buddy Rogers guy who just kicked my ass?
Yeah, come on, man. No, we did. Well, we did some dueties. That was good, man. People dug that shit.
Yeah. We
But
did some
then
pretty big gigs. That was covering for Gerald Charlie. Eh? He was the one who pointed us together on that stuff.
Yeah. No, it was good. And then that kind of kickstarted me because when COVID hit, I was like, fuck. I kind of realized you don't need music to survive anymore in terms of like the work aspect of it. So I really transitioned to this, play because I want to, not because I have to. And I just didn't like writing. I didn't have the interest to play very much. And, when Gerald had called originally to say, hey, come sit in and, some sets, if he felt good, I would just play rhythm for him. And then other ones, if he didn't, I'd play a bit more lead or front a song or two. And then, of course, he kind of just completely got off the stage. And then, we got together, and that kind of gave me the itch to go, oh, this is fun again. Yeah, I remember how much fun this is.
Yeah, that old trading solos type of thing.
Yeah, I like it, but sometimes when you do this riff, and I'm like, man, I don't know what he did. Then I feel like an idiot up there.
Well, same here, man. I just recently did that with Corey Levine, like that old school of comparing licks, trading licks, and stuff like that. After like doing 2 bars each, it's getting to be kind of a lost art, which is something we used to do every weekend back in the old Yale jam days and stuff.
The olden days. God, we can't say that. We were
way back in the 1900s.
In the 19s. Yeah, that's what my kids said at one time. They were like, well, how old were you when you got a cell phone? I said 19. And they said, why so old? I said, because I didn't have cell phones when I was
They didn't even exist.
No, exactly. And the other kid goes, yeah, Dad was born in the 19s. That's like, you little shit. Yeah, no, it's I'd lost my total train of thought there. The industry's definitely
old, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. It's that dementia setting in for my birthday coming up. The industry's changed so much in terms of just guys cutting each other's throats and getting out there and playing, and everybody's got a day job. So it's like gigs are ending by 9 and 10 o'clock at night, where back in the day they used to start at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and you'd sleep till noon, and now everybody's waking up at 6 o'clock to go.
Yeah, and everything turned into a one-nighter.
Yeah, and pretty much on every podcast I've kind of talked about that, which has been wild because some of the feedback I get from people that aren't musicians that kind of see like, oh, wow, I didn't realize the industry was like that. But yeah, like Darby Mills the other day when we did the pod, she was saying, I could work within a certain mile radius for like 3 months and play 6 nights a week type thing, right? That doesn't it doesn't exist. Like the Blues Can in Calgary does like 15 shows a week. So they have music like every day, but they also have like matinees and early evening shows.
Yeah.
But there's no 6 nights. Like you'd be lucky if you can string 3 nights together. Usually the same band on a Friday, Saturday, but then Sunday to Thursday's just one-nighters. And it's near impossible to tour.
Yeah, really.
And the guys that do it, they just spend their entire life trying to deal with the logistics to make that happen. And then 10% of it is like playing.
Yeah.
So
makes me feel bad for drummers. Because
for drummers?
Yeah, because they have to bring all their drums, set them all up, and then tear them down at the end of the night, right? Whereas back in the 1900s, you could leave your drums set up for 6 nights, 5 or 6 nights.
Yeah, fair. But I've played quite a few places where the bass kits are kind of there. A guy brings his pedal and his cymbals and maybe his snare or something like that. But yeah, you're right. They got to slug a lot of stuff in, and as opposed to a singer that just carries a microphone in and out. The difference, I think, is for a guy like myself, you do play drums too, so you can get some of those other gigs. But years ago, even before COVID, I played Kingfishers like once or twice a month. But my bass player and drummer that I used regularly, they were there almost every weekend if we didn't go on the road or there wasn't a bigger show or something happening. Because they were kind of like the bassist and drummer for me. And then say a guy like you would come in and front a band, and you had the same bass player and drummer. They were almost like the house guys. So a drummer a drummer can work a lot more than a front man, because it would be overexposed. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like, oh, James Buddy Rogers tonight and Darren Harry tomorrow night. Well, to the crowd, it's like 2 different bands, but you could have the same bass player and drummer, essentially. So I get kind of like, man, those guys work so much. That's why I call them band sluts, right? Because they're working with everybody. And, it's just like, I guess that's how you keep the machine going, right? Because those 6-night-a-weeks are gone. Well, and why do you think that happened?
I have no idea. I haven't even analyzed it. All I do is bitch about it.
Yeah. Well, analyze it now for us. What do you think? Like, what you're like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't actually know. Like, you used to be able to play like Donegal's in Surrey would have like 2. You can play 2 nights there. For some reason, it's like everyone just changed their mind at the same time. Maybe it's better for them to have 2 different acts on 2 different nights.
Yeah, my perception of it, I have analyzed it because I've had the conversation so many times, especially since doing these podcasts, because we literally almost talk about this on every podcast, because I love to get everybody's... Well, I love to get everybody's opinion and feedback on it, because I just want to see if my, reasoning for it, makes any sense. And that's kind of, you remember back in those days, you had the ABC rooms. You had to get in with an agency. Like you said, you're in Poland, you see the other bands that the agent is sending out there to other venues. And while we all had our gripes about the agents and the politics that, always has gone on and went on back in those days, back in the 19s. I feel like they kept a standard. So they kept the standard to the venue, saying, this is the price it costs to book a band in here every week. And then they would go find the bands, right? And then you had the ABC rooms. Hey, you're not good enough to play the A room. You play the B room, and that's less pay for that week. And when you start to build a following and you get to be a tighter, better band, you move up the ladder a little bit. And I think that when the day came that a bar realized, well, we're not going to commit to the agent anymore. And then, James Buddy Rogers came in and said, hey, you've been paying bands $5,000 for the week, and I've been giving 20% to the agent. I'll do it for $3,500. And then you're kind of cutting out the agent, And the barman is not, in the music business. He's in the bar business. So then he doesn't really give a shit about the quality of the music. He cares about how much is it costing him and how much is he going to make at the bar. And it lasted for a while because bars had their own clienteles.
Yeah.
So when the clientele kind of lasted until they started to realize the quality of musicianship in the venues has kind of degraded. It's gone downhill because the bars are like, well, you'll do it for $100 cheaper, I'll hire your band. Oh, you'll do it for beers and a burger, I'll hire your band. And then the quality of music went downhill. And then over time, people were like, I'm not really going to support, that. It's like going to a restaurant and, when you said McDonald's over in Poland tasted the same as it does here. Well, that's consistency. You go there because you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So if you went to a restaurant and went, wow, I had keg quality, steaks tonight. And then the next night you're having, KFC, there's just the inconsistencies. So that to me, I kind of felt, and I've even seen it recently, when a venue wants to get into the music scene and let's say they bring you in there. And then as soon as you play there and all the other bands realize, hey, there's music. Like I played a beer place that, there's like no budget for it. I did it because it's down the street, have some fun, some friends. I got like a dozen messages. Hey, who's booking that place? What's their budget? How much they pay? Like it was like vultures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just came, and I was like, well, here's who it is. And, there's not really much there, but, I don't want to, be talking the agent thing and trying to set bands up with gigs because I don't even do that for myself that much. But I feel like that's what really killed the Six Nighters because the bar owners and bar managers got into the booking agency business and they're not in the music business. So their objective was get it as cheap as I can, and it doesn't matter what band it is. And then people might not know why a band's not good. They might just go, that band sounds better than that band. And over time, that just degrades. And now we're stuck in this, and you'll experience this. A band will hire you and they'll expect you to pack the venue. Which if we were at that, you know what I'm saying, right? So if we were at that level.
I have run across that, yeah.
Yeah. If the venue had its own clientele and had consistency for good music, people would go, what are we doing Friday night? Well, let's go to the Yale. Who's playing? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It'll be good. We don't have that anymore. And I feel that it's because agents don't run things. As I've got my own problems with how that ran, like we've all got our own opinions on it, but I feel like that's what really killed things for the music. That's my theory on what I've seen happen. Because when I was with Russell Jackson, we were touring 10 months of the year, playing 5-6 nights a week. And in the early days, it was 6-nighters. Then it turned into, well, we'll play the front 3 at this place and the back 3 at another. And for those listening, front 3 means like Monday to Wednesday and the back 3 means Thursday to Friday. So the 6-nighters kind of got broken up to 2 venues. And you did that too, I'm sure.
We used to do that at the Caribou in Quesnel. We play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we go to the PG Hotel and set up and get checked in, and then we play Monday to Saturday there. Yeah. So it was kind of nice how that worked. So we could, just be able to string them together.
Well, yeah, and you could go do a 3-week, 4-week tour and only play 3, 4, 5 different venues.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing a 2-week tour playing 5 nights a week? Now you'd be playing 10 different venues.
That's right. Yeah.
Putting on a whole lot of miles and paying, when I toured in the 90s, gas was $1 a gallon or less. Uh-huh. Now I think in the States it's like $3 or $4. I couldn't imagine paying 3 or 4 times as much for fuel, having to travel 3 or 4 times as much because you got to play 4 shows in 4 different venues in the same week, right? That's why I don't even bother doing it anymore. That's why.
Yeah.
Play local and try and keep up with guys like you.
Yeah, it's uh, learning how to be your own agent has been quite the learning experience.
Yeah, I
Uh,
bet. I bet because
trying to
you're
put
good at that though. You're booking lots of shit.
well
So, you know,
that took a long time, and I
or do you have
found
your
the
wife
bed.
doing it?
She gets to make the posters and all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, she does good at
But
that. I like what she's doing.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I found that like I tried to put packages together, little video. Tammy's good at making the videos for us too, right? And so we put little uh, promo videos together, and I emailed like 20 different places, and I got 2 responses, and both of them were no. So the best way was for me still has been just getting out there to the jams, introducing yourself, and this is what
Yeah,
we sound like, right?
yeah. So is that your strategy for getting into
That's
venues and
that's
stuff right now?
that's what
That's
I've been
what's
doing. Just
that's what's
yeah,
working.
and I feel really awkward asking somebody about how do you get into that place? Who do you talk to? There's
Yeah.
only a couple of guys that I actually kind of timidly asked, and yeah, those panned out too.
Yeah. No,
But
I'm with you on that, and that's why I can't do it. Like my day gig is marketing. I have no problem driving business and selling things and stuff like that. But when it comes to like, hey, let me sell myself. You know, Jason
yeah,
Buey, we used to joke around all the time. Well, enough about talking about me. Let's talk about my album. You know, like it just feels like so egotistical at times for me to, you know, go in and just try and, hey, hire my band because we're great. You know, I struggle with that. And yeah, I don't know. I've wondered, you know, often, and JW Jones, I'm not sure if you know him, but from back east, you know, he was
I've
on,
heard the name.
yeah, he was on, he tours, he's like a road dog, man. Like that guy's just pounding the pavement to make shit happen, and great player and everything, right? But I'm just like, it's almost like his business side of it is just so great that nobody really realizes, because in today's environment, it's just so hard to work as much as you see a guy like him working.
Uh-huh.
Because yeah, he's just, you know, and he was saying, you know, you spend 80% of your time sending emails, making phone calls, you know, doing your
Yeah,
marketing materials.
I got to meet Russ Evans when he was last around here, and yeah, I got really curious on how he does it because he's from England, and he has got to come here and he books the one nighters all over the place,
Yeah.
like right across Canada.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
in terms of like, yeah, you know, sometimes it just takes one connection. Like I know myself personally, I have quite a few connections in the US, and you know, if it wasn't for the hangups of the visa issues to get into the US, like back in the day, I recall getting, I think it was like a P2 visa, you know, I could submit and get a visa for say 3 months.
Oh,
And
okay.
I could get that based on me logistically figuring out I've had a dozen gigs, right? So let's say I have every weekend full, you know, Thursday to Saturday, and I get a visa on that and a couple Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday gigs here or there. And then we would go down there and tour, and we would take what we called pickup gigs. Oh, hey, these guys want to, okay, well, let's take that. Let's take this. My understanding now is you can't do that. You have to
Oh,
reapply and repay for another visa, and they're thousands of dollars. It's just not worth it, right? They're not open to where you can just pick up more work. So you could say, hey, we'll go out for 3 weeks, we'll get our visa, and we're confident that we're going to do some pickup gigs. Someone's going to do a house gig, you know, maybe we play for, you know, beers and a burger and less than we would somewhere else, because, you know, we're already passing through town. And I know that like blues societies do that with touring acts. They work together and say, hey, let's
oh
split
yeah,
the cost of someone coming through, so that not one venue's not bearing the entire cost of, you know, travel and accommodations for an act. then everybody getting them on for 10 cents on the dollar. But going to the States can't do that. Coming to Canada, my understanding is U.S. bands can come here and they don't have that type of restriction.
Oh, wow.
So I'm wondering if, coming from overseas, it's the same thing. You can get a quick visa, you pay your money for it. And maybe, one person that booked you 2 gigs in Vancouver and you're here for 3 weeks and you'll pick up other gigs, but you can't put them on your visa because you don't have them confirmed. But when you get here, you can pick that up, make some extra
I see.
money.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, right? Canadians going to the U.S., it doesn't work that way. And it's been a few years, and J-Dub kind of confirmed that because he's constantly in and out of the U.S. So that's a challenge. I'm not sure how Europe works in terms of getting visas, but that's the big hang up, right? If we had, musicians didn't have that barrier going over the border, then, it would open up some big markets to, especially with how close we are to like Bellingham, Everett, Seattle. I've gone down there and done a lot of playing, but I've had to have the Washington Blues Society write me a letter to say, we're not paying him. I went down there on my own dime. Didn't get anything,
right.
Didn't accept any gifts, didn't accept any side money in my back pocket kind of thing, right? Because they'll just ban you. I know someone that got banned from going to the States for 5 years.
Is that right? Whoa.
Yeah, because he went down there and they looked him up online at the border and went, well, you got these gigs. You're being advertised for this. You're not going. 5-year ban.
Huh.
It's happened a few times to a few people. I won't mention any names, but
No.
yeah, that's to me, that's kind of scary. And it's kind of like, really, like, musician is Latin for unemployed, so whose jobs are we taking if we go down there and play a gig somewhere?
You're a hobbyist.
Right? Yeah, exactly. A professional hobby. What is it? You drive 100 miles in a $500 car with $5,000 worth of gear for a $50 gig.
Yeah. Hey, I was meaning to ask you, when the SRV guitarist first came out, did you get one?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. I think you, me, and Paul Kite all got ours right around the same time.
Right around the same time, yeah.
I like to tell people I got the 3rd one that came into BC.
Yeah, I'm not
Right
sure. Right after Paul and me. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, I was. I remember. I think that was like 91 or 92 or something like that. When
It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's all broken apart. I took the neck and put it on another guitar. I got some Frankenstein things going on.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then, yeah, but I've been playing that now. I'm like, since 94, I've been playing that same Honeyburst.
Is that right?
They play, other than, I had the SRV and a 79 and some other, when I was living in Mission 15 plus years ago, I kind of had a woodworking shop and, was making some guitar pickups and bodies and had a CNC machine and cutting some stuff getting in there. But, then you get divorced and things change. You sell all your shit and move on. But you're still playing your SRV guitar.
Yeah, I seen Paul Kite was still playing his. I don't know if he plays it all the time, but he said
I think he usually
says
does.
he still has it, and he yeah.
You like the big fat neck on it?
No, we're comparing dents and stuff. On
Dents,
our
yeah.
guitars. Yeah.
Yeah. When you pass it
Keith
to someone
Marks.
and they say, yeah, I do that when guy, like I'll say, oh, you could use my guitar. And they go, oh, are you sure? And I said, yeah, I just don't put a dent in it. And then they look at it like, and I got that because I did a tour and I was in like Minneapolis, St. Paul, I think it was. And there's this big guitar shop and they had all these beat up Strats, like late 50s, early 60s. And they were just destroyed, right? There's no prices on it. And I was like, oh, can I try that one? He's like, yeah, just be careful. You don't put a scratch in it. And I wasn't sure if the guy was being funny or serious, and I laughed, but he didn't really laugh with me. So I thought, well, maybe he's serious, because I'm like, dude, if I drug this thing behind my car and drove around the block, you probably still wouldn't notice anything different with it. It was so beat up.
And have you looked at how much a relic Strat costs now? Like I seen them in Long McQuaid. I seen them in Long McQuaid.
Relic.
Relic is what they call it, and
Yeah.
so it's and they're
How much?
they're like hovering around the $5,000 mark.
What?
Yeah, a cousin of mine went and got a SRB Strat the other day, and it was in the mint-ish kind of condition, and he paid around $2,000 for it. I think in 92 or whenever they came out, I think we paid 12. And so I looked in Long McQuaid on the website, and they were hovering just a little bit above $3,000 brand new for SRB.
Holy shit.
And they had a relic SRB for $5,000. So yeah, the beat up ones cost more now. I said, so I told him mine must be worth twice as much as what you paid for yours.
Yeah, because it's like original off the line, right?
Yeah.
That blows my mind, because like, I don't know if it's true or not, but like Smarties, right? They're the nice Smarties, and then all of a sudden they came out with like the little Smartie broken pieces, right? And it was like, okay, well, all the ones you'd normally throw out that don't make the cut of being the nice ones, you're now like remarketing. And I always looked at that like, okay, you manufacture these beautiful, perfectly painted, perfectly cut, Fender Stratocasters, and the ones that get dings and knocked up in the shop that are defects that you can't sell as your main product. It's like they've turned them all into relics and sold them for more.
Yeah.
It seems
they
like
take
such
a
a scam.
screwdriver and dent them up some more and charge $2,000 more for them.
It seems like such a scam to me. Like I'm out of the game. I'm not a gearhead. Like I said, I've been playing the same guitar for 31 years now.
Right.
And I can't believe it. A relic is worth $5,000.
Yeah. Wow. Some of them more too. Like there's a whole wall of them at Long McQuaid in Vancouver. Yeah, it blew my mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had to relic my guitar the hard way.
Yeah, by playing it. I don't know, man. Like, is an American Strat that much better than a Mexican-made Strat? Or like, isn't nowadays it all cut on CNC? It's all the same kind of wood. The only difference would be, maybe you got to pop out the pots and the pickups and some of the hardware that might be inferior to higher end stuff. But in terms of like the actual necks and the bodies, what would the difference be? Like, I know my Strat, I had custom made the body. It was swamp ash wood. It's not like alder or something a Strat would normally be made out of. But like, is anybody looking at a Strat going, wow, that one, like you listen to it on the album and that one's made out of swamp ash. Like, nobody's knowing what type of wood your guitar is. Like, 90% of your tone's going to be in your hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what kind of wood my guitar is from.
But that's my point. And you make it sound good, right? So
that's right.
I don't know. I guess it's just marketing. You're just being modest. Come on.
I actually always admired your guitar tone.
Well, and I've admired yours, right? So, we always struggle for more better. Do you have any albums out?
No.
Did you do any albums?
I don't. No,
I've do an album, man.
I've been on some people's recordings. I actually looked up. I was telling my wife about some recording I did in a studio in Poland, and I just did the shortest, simplest slide solo. And the only reason why they asked me is that nobody else could play slide. So so I did
So
I
they
did
asked
this
that
one little
dirty
solo,
guy.
and yeah, so they pulled me in, and I have since lost the album. And So I messaged the guy. I'm still in friends with him on Facebook. Asked him if he remembered that recording I was on, and he gave me the link for it on YouTube, right? So I got to show my wife that.
You should do one, man. You should do an album. I'll
One
produce it for you.
one of these years.
Yeah, why not, man? Let's get you in there and or even if it's just like live nowadays. I did my live album. The sound engineer just brought a few mics in, and he had I don't know whether it was Pro Tools or Logic or what he recorded on, and I actually, let me see if I got him in my desk here. So I had like every time I'd gone to Calgary at the which means much more to me now than I think I have more, but now that the Blues Can's closed, so this is. He would just give me these, like they're just all tracks.
Oh,
like
wow.
You can do them, and there was like that was, I don't know, 9/24/22, December 3rd 22. This is
Wow, yeah.
October of 21 or something. So they're just all like he would just record the whole night there, and I just haven't had the time to, go listen to them and
Slice
stuff.
them all
But
together.
Yeah. I think you should, man, because people would dig it. Leave your mark. I'd buy one because I dig your playing, and I haven't been able to get out to. Well, I did hear you guys once there at the Haney doing your Down and Dirty. I came out for that. But yeah, you guys, I dig what you guys are doing. People love it, right? They're actually like dressing up in 50s attire to come to your gig.
Something?
That's cool. That's wild,
Yeah,
man. That shows you got something good.
Yeah, my wife started doing it. Pretty, all of her friends started doing it as well. And pretty soon we got a room full of guys with flicked back hair and poodle dresses and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's something to see.
My takeaway on that is the power of women. You've probably seen it too. You can have a dead dance floor and you get, you get a girl that just decides to jump up on the dance floor, whether she brings a guy with her or her girlfriend or just goes by herself. And then all of a sudden it's like, but if you didn't
That's
have
funny.
that first thing, right?
Where I seen that where it was blatantly obvious that the girl was hired to be there was at a George Thorogood concert. I seen
Really?
at the theater that used to be the Hard Rock in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
That theater there. Yeah, this girl who was in like a tight skirt and everything. Like everyone was sitting there while he was playing, and she went out in front of the stage and just started dancing. Pretty soon George Thorogood had a packed dance floor, and it started out with just the one girl.
Yeah, that doesn't, and maybe in my mind, because I've heard a few times, if you're familiar with Johnny Guitar Watson, that he was I don't know if he was full time or part time, but he was a pimp, from back in the day,
is that right?
Back in the 50s, 60s.
Maybe is that where Gangster of Love came from?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, he always traveled with women and same kind of thing, right? When he played, like, mind you, his music would make you want to move too. But I don't dance myself. I got 2 left feet, is what I always say.
I don't know. I've seen you shake it up on the stage.
Well, but it's not in time. It just looks like it is because you're playing guitar, and it's definitely behind the beat.
I tried to dance once, but I just tripped.
Do you trip over that beard you got going on there? What's happening with that?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Starting to get a little savage.
Yeah, that motherfucker's bigger. I almost didn't recognize you when you first logged on. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Well, that actually came from COVID too. When I found out, like, we couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything. Why? What am I shaving for, right?
You didn't have like a pair of scissors at home you could keep that shit tame with? That looks good on you though, man. It suits you. I couldn't.
Well,
imagine
when I get out there, I got one of the heated what do you call those the heated brush kind of thing.
No, what the hell's it?
A
heated
beard
brush?
beard straightener.
A beard? They seriously have beard straighteners?
Yes, they do.
I couldn't grow a beard if I tried. But so beard straightener, how does that work? Like, what do you do?
Well, there's a little bit of a process. I got beard oil and beard balm, and then I run the beard straightener through it.
God, that's like, so. Do you spend more time? Do you or your wife spend more time in the bathroom together? Or like, do you take longer to get ready?
We don't go to the bathroom together, brother.
Well, but let me rephrase this. Do you spend as much time in the bathroom as she does? If you got to do all these like multi-steps.
No, it only takes
you spend more time. Oh, just a couple minutes. So.
Yeah, it doesn't take me long.
Throw her under the bus. How long does she take?
How long do you take, Kenny? A couple hours?
Since you are
the 2 hour process of there.
2 hours? Oh my gosh! No way, really?
Yeah. I stack up the hair, straighten the beard, and I'm out the door. Right?
I can paint a house. Yeah.
Where is she? Come on, get on camera here.
That's right here.
Let her sit beside you. Come on. Isn't there room? You guys can squeeze in on the same frame.
No room on the throne here, buddy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man.
we're in Harry Central right now.
Cool, man. No, it's good. It's good to catch up.
I made sure I got all the hot rod models out.
What is that little one back there beside that? I don't know. Is it like a Les Paul or something on the right hand?
Oh, right here?
Yeah. That one. Is that like a little Marshall stack or something? No, not the guitar, the amp. Is that
an
amp?
That's the Eddie Van Halen 5150 mini amp.
Oh, cool.
This is the lighter.
That's a lighter? No way.
Look at it. Nothing in there right now, but
I want to get a Strat version of that.
I got the Johnny Winter
bobblehead.
Is it a bobblehead? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh shit, it is. It's a little tight on the head there, but Johnny Winter, nice man. Where'd you get that?
I don't know. They just come to me here and there. I think we've seen that in a record store in the mall somewhere.
So that would have been a long time ago because there ain't no record stores anymore.
Well, I was actually just in Guilford Mall, and they got a record shop in there.
They got a record store,
but it's mostly collectibles and stuff like that. There's I didn't see a lot of actual records, but it was called a record shop. Oh, and the guy who runs I forget his name, but the guy who runs that record store in Langley came out to our gig in White Rock the other night. And he gave me a card. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and if you had an album, you could have got it in his store.
Vinyl album.
Some money.
Yeah.
Record album.
But he was dressed the part, and when we started playing, I forget when we started playing Mystery Train by Elvis, like he started tearing up the dance floor.
Nice.
And he was dressed the part.
Nice. So where's your next show?
I believe I'm at the West Beach. This West Beach Bar and Grill down by the water in sunny White Rock.
Okay. That'll have already happened by the time people see this.
Yeah. Well, I'm there. I'm actually there for the next 3 Saturdays, which is or Fridays. Yeah, next 3 Fridays. So
nice. That's a cool little place.
If you see it on this podcast, it's probably happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, hopefully they see the podcast after, because I usually release them on Friday nights. But yeah, man, I'm glad you took the time to come on here. I know it was kind of like pulling a bit
Yeah,
of teeth. You
so
didn't
I
really
was
want
I
to do
was
it.
a little leery to go because you were getting some of the heavy casts on here. I wasn't sure if I was up to the standard.
Well, yeah, everybody's got a story, and I've, I don't like to create that hierarchy of, these people are stars and these aren't. It's like the whole purpose is to just have a good conversation with people and let people watching kind of get a feel for, a new artist. If they don't know who you are, then they can look you up and come out and see you. If they do know who you are, then, they get to know you a little bit better in terms of just coming out and seeing you on the stage and talking for 5 minutes on a set break or something.
Yeah,
And then get an understanding of everybody's story and kind of how the industry works. And, people have been given some good feedback. And to be honest, like a lot of people that say, hey, this podcast was like one of my favorite. It's not always that person that you think would, just because they were like the most popular musically. Sometimes people are like, wow, that's cool. I like that conversation or whatnot, right? And if they don't like it, then fuck them. That's what I say. There's one for everybody. But yeah, no, I'm glad
yeah,
you
on
did.
a podcast. On a podcast, you're not really worried about ratings going down or anything like that.
No, fuck. There's no ratings here, man. But yeah, no, and I got Ricky coming on too, right? I just
Right on.
anybody and
That guy,
anybody and
he's got a
everybody.
bunch of stories.
Yeah, I know for sure. For sure he does. I've heard some of them. So
Yeah, he's told.
He's told lots, I bet. Yeah, but some of them, it's kind of like, when I had Dave Chisholm on, right? It's like, well, it doesn't quite go on the podcast as it would if you were like, sitting in the bar talking, because like in the back of your mind, you're like, I have no idea who's actually going to see this. So, and I find myself doing that too, right? But yeah, no, man, that's cool. Is there anything else you want to throw out there for the people, or the people back home, the people at your shows, or whatever?
No, I can't.
Can't think of anything.
You got to tell me who worked on your guitar. When I got to play your guitar at the Dudney, I need you. Did you get you just got a dress on your guitar?
No.
Your frets, right?
You mean for the frets? No. Yeah, Steve at the Guitar Center in Surrey.
Okay.
I ended up just getting a complete refret. They're jumbo frets that I got put in there, and primarily I like high action.
That's what I got to do to mine.
Yeah, he was good. Getting frets put in is not exactly cheap anymore, but he does good work, and I don't play enough that I'll probably be long dead and gone before I ever have to get it refret again.
I got a couple of guitars kicking around here that need in desperate need.
In desperate need. Yeah. Like, are they bad? Like bad?
The Stevie's pretty bad. Yeah.
Have you ever had it refretted?
No, I have not. No.
And you bought it in 92? Fuck, no way. Come on, man.
And it's been overseas, and
you've played that like everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wonder.
So,
do you clam notes and shit on it? Like when you hit certain spots, you just know on the neck, you're like, that note's not going to go. Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I've been using, I have a 57 reissue, but that one's getting down there as well.
Yeah.
That's the one with the maple neck.
Get it free fretted.
Yeah. I just heard Anthony Della Croce putting, I think he said stainless steel on his that it's supposed to never wear out. So
yeah, I don't know. I wonder how that works for sustain and all that shit. I guess you get used to it for whatever it's going to be.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Sounds like he loves it.
Yeah, and he's a monster on the guitar, so you know, I would trust that for sure, right? Might be worth a shot, or at least playing his, see if he'll let you use it and try it out or something like that.
Hey,
yeah, like
can you let me borrow that?
Yeah, he probably would. 31 years I've had my guitar, and I've literally, unless I broke a string, other than the 6 months it got stolen, I played that at every show for 31 years, and this is my third refret job. So I would say,
is that right? Wow.
Every 10 years and probably sooner than I need to, you know, I just do it because I know the first time I let it go, I was like clamming notes and, you know, wasn't in tune and
yeah. I was packing around a Les Paul, I think, which is I think that's about a 92 as well. I was using that quite a bit.
And is that just because your frets suck on the other one, or what?
Well, I get into Billy Gibbons mode, right? And yeah, so and that there was a long time where that's all I was bringing out as well.
Yeah,
just to get that, I was getting more of a deeper growl out of that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I did a weird old Tex-Mex thing with my Strat. I don't know if I've told you about that, with the fourth pickup under the pick guard.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, next time I restring it, I should pull the pick guard off and take some pictures of it. So, you know, with Strats, how in the 2 and 4 positions you get no 60 cycle hum because you're you're using like a north and south polarity pickup, kind of like a humbucker, right? They got the reversed polarities within the one pickup. So a Strat is like 3 single coils, and it's usually like either south north south polarity or north south north. I'm not sure what the standard is, but on my Strat, like I made my pickups, so I wound them all the same polarity, and I can't remember which polarity, like all north or all south. So I get the 60 cycle in all the positions.
Oh, right? Wow. Huh.
But I took a fourth pickup and I reverse wound it with the polarity. And I took all the magnets but the bottom 2 just so I could hold the wire. And I taped it up so that the wiring goes through the 3 north polarities through the south and then into my pots and out. And my bottom pot is just disconnected. I just have the one tone pot that works the same for all pickup options.
Oh, okay.
And then the volume.
Yeah,
it knocks back the 60 cycle hum a little bit, and it takes some of the bark out of it. So because of my amp that I play through, that Simon Jarrett made, it's kind of like a AC Vox 30. It's all EL84 pickups, not the 6L6s. So it's more of a British, warmer tone than the real bitey bark of a Fender Super or something like that.
Oh, okay. I was curious about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
on my Strats, I how the last tone pot is for the middle pickup. I had it wired for the bridge pickup actually, so that I could roll off some of the glass on the bridge pickup to match the neck pickup type of thing.
Gotcha.
And I had that done on both my Strats. It'll be years and years ago. I think Rob Montgomery did it for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
but yeah, I go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's wild because everybody's got a different thing, right? So if I ever play someone's Strat, it's like I never know what the tone knob's going to do depending on what pickup you're on, because you need a freaking map to figure it out, right? That mine's just like tone works to say it's a tone knob. It works no matter what pickup you're on.
Yeah.
No, that's cool though, man. I dig the tone you get out of yours. What size strings are you using?
I'm using on the Stevie, I got I think it's 11 to 56 or something like that, and on the one I'm bringing out now, it's I'm using the light top, heavy bottoms, So it's like 10 to 52, I think.
Okay.
It's the sort of, yeah, I got this thing now where different gauges for different guitars, right?
Oh, interesting. How come?
Then, yeah, I don't know. I found that I put the same size strings that on different guitars, that they all feel different, right? Even with Strats, right? So
Oh yeah, fair enough.
so the 11s didn't feel right on the 57. So and I got a hold of some vintage noiseless, which are essentially humbuckers that I put in that 57 reissue too. So that's what I've been doing. That gets rid of 60 cycle hum too.
I like the 60 cycle hum though. You know, it's nothing wrong with that, right? It's like the cool when Albert King has so much reverb and he stomps his foot. 1, 2.
Yeah.
You know, counting in the song, you can hear all the roots. Old school shit. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. So what else? What kind of amp are you using?
Well, I just fixed up my the Music Man, which as you see, it's pretty much become my main amp again. And yeah, I just been using that. I put this I got this pedal on it called a garage tone just to get a little bit of dirt on it. And yeah, it's been working out. And I got I think some Maxon analog delay that I've been using for the rockabilly-ish kind of stuff, right? You get the big wangy Dwayne Eddy kind of thing. Yeah, and I've been using my Uncle Gary's ES325, I think it is, which is I believe it's a 69 or a 70. That
Cool.
and it's got the old metal Bigsby tremolo on it. That actually says Gretsch Bigsby tremolo on a Gibson, right?
Cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and it's got the mini humbuckers on it, so I could get that up there without any buzz.
Yeah, for sure. How many watts is
Yeah.
that amp?
It's 50.
50. Yeah, I thought so.
and-
Because
and-
when we played the Dudney, that fucker was loud.
Yeah, and
Which
yeah,
I love.
it-
I was jealous because mine's only 30.
yeah, it's actually probably the loudest amp I have.
Really? And there's 112 in that?
112, yep. I think they said it's about an 83, I think.
Wow.
Music Man, it's described as the first hybrid amp or something like that. One
Cool.
side solid state, one side's tube. And I
Really?
can't remember which one, so I just use both of them. But yeah, one time I was playing at the Queens in Nanaimo, and Trooper showed up. My buddy Clayton, who played in that first show band that I joined that went over to Dubai, he eventually ended up as Trooper's drummer. So
Oh, cool.
they were playing Vancouver Island Exposition, I think, and they stopped by the Queens. So Smitty grabbed my Les Paul, which I had at the time, and I had that Music Man. He wasn't expecting much out of it, and then he went up to try and it went good, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. There's lots
He
there.
lit his face off.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And maybe
Thanks, my man. Thanks for
we'll
having
do
me.
Yeah, no worries. And we should do some more shows, and people will check you out. And if you got anything,
Give me a call,
beyond your-
man. Give me a call.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely. Well, do we phone anymore? It's like Facebook Messenger or text messages. That's
To me, it's insane now.
same
I'd
thing,
actually
right?
rather text than phone.
Give me a call.
The speak text, right?
Call me.
So I don't have
Call
to.
me. Text me.
So I don't have to actually talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I talk
I
to
don't
the
wanna-
computer. I tell the computer to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, fuck, it's weird. Hey, the technology, it's been so great, but it's killed the music business at the same time. But that's good. Yeah, let's definitely try and do some shows or something together. And I'll put this out in the next, not this Friday, next Friday. For those listening, that'll be whatever day you're watching it, because it's all pre-recorded. I gotta make sure that our makeup and our hair is right.
That's right. Bless you, my son.
Yeah. Just with that big beard, we gotta keep that
Yeah,
bad boy under
maybe you
control.
can carve this part off.
Yeah,
right here.
yeah. Might have to be a lot of post editing on that sucker there. It looks good on you though, man. I dig it. I dig it. But yeah, thanks again for doing this, and say hi to your lovely wife for me, and we'll see
Buddy
you
says
farther
hi.
on.
Hello, my
Oh, yeah,
friends.
She can't hear you, right? Or hear me, right?
No, she can't.
Well, in
Get
that
the
case, let me
headphones
tell
on.
you this. No, I'm just kidding. She'll watch. No, right on.
Maybe you
It's
ought
good
to
to
edit
see
that
you.
part out.
Yeah,
Thanks, my man.
Nah, there's no editing on this shit, man. I got time for that. But yeah, thanks again, man, and we'll see you out. Are you at the Haney anytime soon?
I just noticed that they've been getting acts there again. So hopefully
Yeah.
Bambina gives me a call. Give me a call,
Yeah.
Bambina.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think she boycotted the podcast, but yeah, I'm there on the 22nd. I'll tell her to get you back in, because it's nice and close for me, so I can come out and hang out and
Yeah, man.
say hi to you guys. Cool,
We'll
man.
shoot a game of pool.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that. And let's get on some double bills. Cool.
I mean,
Thanks, man. Well, we will
Thanks,
see you
brother.
later. I'll let you go. Cheers. Bye.